Welcome back.
Back to another podcast. No sé. We're
Oh,
on.
dude, I don't hear you completely all the way.
No?
Yeah, your audio kind of went in and out.
Yeah,
What about now?
Yeah,
ahora sí.
bye. We can start all over again, dude.
No. Yeah.
Why not?
Welcome back,
Vamos.
everybody. Pues ya ni modo. Welcome back again to another episode of the Todos Toman podcast. Episode 108. Muchachos, I can tell you guys miss me because...
To
I was gonna say
another
more
the
like
same
welcome
episode,
back
no?
to Johnny Boy, eh?
Sí,
¿Qué dice Tank?
No, welcome back to another of the same episode, no? Like,
Sí, güey, pinche Romero. I don't know why you guys do this to me, pero bueno, well, we're all back, all together. Like, yeah, last week, obviously, I did miss the episode, pero pues, I had to be responsible, diría Romero.
¿Cómo está Romero? Es exactly como habíamos dicho. New Year, same us, ¿no?
That's true, dude. That's true. But it's okay, dude.
he's thinking about replacements right now, dude, as we speak, no?
Who? Romero?
Romero, dude.
He would, dude. He doesn't feel uncommitted, no? One episode, because I had to work. But muchachos, how's everybody doing? I know, obviously, Happy New Year. I wasn't here for the last episode. Happy New Year to everybody. ¿No les trajo algo a los Reyes Magos o alguien?
I would rather un alguien, no? Like,
El regalo llegó antes de Navidad.
La 14, güey. Fuck! That's true, dude. Very true, dude. Very true. Otro regalito que me dio a mí los Reyes.
How do I take that? Let me take the audio off, right?
Okay,
right
we'll put it back later. Green Bay did beat the Bears again, muchachos. Again, Green Bay is in the playoffs. You guys can tell the green right here in the background. We got to celebrate.
I kind of knew. I kind of figured that that's where you were going to go with.
Nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
that.
a lot of wrong, but I mean, personal.
So, muchachos, did you guys get anything for Reyes Magos or anything? Or Romero, I know you had mentioned that you wanted to start the little tradition with the kids. Did you end up starting it this year?
There's a lot of things that I want to do, but it's the new year. We're just kicking things off. I'm not sure I committed to anything just yet.
Okay.
No.
New Year's, same us, dude.
The only like Reyes tradition is la Rosca de Reyes. Like we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and you tell the kids, everybody wants to like cut a little piece of the rosca, and that's about it. Pero as far as like que leaving the shoe or anything
No.
que the Reyes, no, la verdad no, I did not follow through.
Okay. Tank, you guys do the rosca, no? También.
So normally we usually, well, yeah, like I think we usually go to Rome's house, or at least I do. Pero pues this year, we were gonna do one at my tía's house. Ya habíamos quedado, and habíamos dicho, like, even if we don't do el día de la Candelaria, just
¿Qué?
for don't make me repeat that shit again, boy.
God damn.
De la Candelaria, dude.
Como you know exactly what he wanted for the Los Reyes, no?
When it's someone, not something. No?
Sí, dude. Y so we were gonna do just kind of like to get together and just like pasándolas un rato entre familia. But my dad ended up getting sick. So llegó del trabajo, se acostó.
Lo encerraron al garage.
No, like it was like
Así como estanque, güey, nomás con que estornudes, ya you're in isolation, dude.
Sí, yeah. Y like he had like a stomach flu. Y pues ya, like as soon as he got home from work, se fue a dormir. Y pues ya I didn't want to be like, hey, like let's go,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I didn't mention anything, so we ended up just like
Canceling.
hanging out at the house. Yeah.
Okay. But did you guys do the rosca at the house or no? Like this year? Yeah. No. Okay.
No. So it's so el 5 is Cassie's birthday. So and fui a la panadería and like I got the cake and everything, and I went to her house. Y el 7 was Caesar's birthday. So we went up. Same thing. We got a cake. And then we went over to his house, and like sí pensé, I was like, "¿Puedo comprar una rosca?"
We gotta dim that audio.
Sí, sí, sí. Es que Miguel was messing with the soundboard, yo tratando de borrar el poderoso himno de la América.
Fuck,
Ooh.
la 14, dude.
Y le movió por ahí un poquito, pero sí, shout out to those birthdays, the January babies.
You see? And
Yeah.
then Miguel.
Y yeah, like te digo, like so pues sí pensé en like a lo mejor compro una rosca and like I'll cut it either at the house, at Kay's house or at Caesar's house. Pero tú, pues fui a la panería, digo, el 5 que what was it, Friday, and para ordenar el pastel, casi tienes que aventar putazos, dude, porque pues estaba bien llena la panadería, and there was people running in and out and everything,
Mhm.
and it was so busy, right? Y ya el 7, and I was like, ya cuando fui, pues había un montón de roscas that were still there. Y sí pensé, pero I was like, you know what? Um, I was like, no sé, I don't know who's gonna be at the house, de César. So I was like, oh, pues ya por si ya llevaba el pastel, and like Caesar había hecho flautas, and like so I
Solo
was
hubieras
like,
agarrado
maybe
una
it's too much.
rosca, le ponías velitas, 2 for 1, dude.
Y era su birthday cake, ¿no?
Yeah, dude.
I should have, dude, yeah.
It would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
O sea, imagino que hicieron rosca también allá con ustedes, Jonathan.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So they're pretty good with all that tradition. Even I told you guys that my girl's really, she tries to do all that, Reyes Magos and stuff. And uh, me llegó algo a mí, muchachos. Me llegó algo a mí.
Ooh.
¿Qué te
Me
digo?
llegó algo a mí. Y I just set it up
Ay,
yesterday, dude. Got
unos
a
calzones
PS5.
nuevos.
Oh, mira.
Ay,
Ah,
ah.
PS5.
Ya
y
se
eso
van a
que no te
armar en
portaste
FIFA,
tan bien, ¿eh?
Me porté bien, dude. Créeme que me porté bien.
Oh, you did? Oh, my bad, dude.
Pero obviously that's nice y todo. Pero one of the things that I guess I'll take away from this, and I'll ask you guys the same question. I'm probably you guys have seen it on TikTok. She did ask me what was a toy that I've never gotten when I was a kid.
Dude, Tank asked me the exact same question, dude.
Yeah.
Exact same question. And like I've
Yeah.
been still thinking about it.
Yeah.
So también estaba viendo los mismos videos, but the ones I saw was that, por ejemplo, like us, que le compramos a nuestros parents for
Yeah.
Christmas or whatever.
I thought about that now that this happened to me.
Sus
And
calcetitas de abejita or something like that, le dicen.
I don't know what video
What
you
do you
saw,
mean?
dude.
So that's the trend. Así se le
Right.
llama según.
Yeah.
Las calcetitas de abeja or something like that. Because I think it started with somebody that wanted unas
Calcetas.
calcetas de
Mhm.
abeja,
Mhm.
and they never got them when they were younger. So I think from there, everybody started doing that trend. Yeah.
So back then for me, I guess the toy, since we're already in that question, the toy that I always wanted was it was a Power Ranger figure. And so that's the first thing that came to my mind. It was a Power Ranger figure. I do remember my mom when she would get us to, or she would get me toys. She used to work at the discount mall, or ¿cómo se llamaba
Okay.
antes? Allá en 26th Street, the one in 26th Street.
Is the discount mall, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this come on, yeah.
Is it that one? Or
R.I.P.
no, dude?
I-
Apparently it's not closed.
So
Oh,
some of it is open. Yeah, some of it is still open.
Oh, okay.
They dicho Omar, no? Omar said that some of it was open.
I saw a
I
video on
think
TikTok.
they moved them to the
Pero
Kmart
según
that was
César,
by the no sé donde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
y según César, they're moving them to somewhere around where he used to live.
So I would tell my girl that I would ask for, I don't know, let's just say a Power Ranger toy, no? And then my mom working at the disco mall, she'll go to like a toy store there and she would just buy me a figure, an action figure. And, obviously there comes to a point that I remember that I was trying to write things down in Spanish because she wouldn't understand me, honestly. So I know she tried.
Power Ranger con acento en la O, ¿no?
So
Ranger.
Boy, yeah. Antes no había un Google, eh? So you were stressing, boy.
Chat GPT.
¿Cómo se dice Ranger en español, no?
Un raquero, ¿no?
Un raquero.
Spelled
Un
in the
raquero
same.
de poder, ¿no?
Yeah, so she got me that. I think that was meaningful, definitely meaningful. I didn't expect it.
Toy that you wanted.
It was a conversation we had, and she asked, she's like, "Well, what was something you wanted?" And I was like, "She's like, well, don't think about it too much. Like, what is something that you always wanted that you kind of never got?" So I was like, this, and then obviously she got me a toy, the newer version of the Power Rangers now, porque ves que there's a bunch of fucking different versions of them. Pero pues, I mean, nonetheless, it was one of those things that I always wanted that I never got. So definitely meaningful in that sense, and along with that, like a little letter that Los Tres Reyes Magos wrote. But yeah, man, definitely good weekend on my end.
Damn, dude, te fue bien, dude. Hasta te escribió una cartita.
Una cartita,
Sí.
dude.
La carta decía ya, para que ya no estés chingando.
Pero muchachos, I think we have started the episode y sin decir un salud, ya veo el Romero que está escupiendo
ya.
Sí.
espuma, dude, ya tiene mucha sed. I do have tasting trials, so Tank, I'll let you start it off. What you drinking?
Pues aquí un Topo Chico hard seltzer.
Oh, okay. Have you tried those before or no?
So this one I haven't. I've tried I think there's like a mango one, but this is exotic pineapple, dude.
Oh, cuidado, dude. Una cachetita. Échale.
Ay, una cachetada. Yo acá like, no, por favor.
Yo está la mano, ¿no? Te llega.
Sí, güey.
Va, Romero, what you got going on?
So, me lo voy a llevar un poquito tranquila, eso pienso yo, ¿verdad? Siempre es lo mismo.
Siempre es lo que
tengo I have the screwball.
Okay. Whiskey?
Sí.
Peanut butter whiskey.
Tengo un shot. Mira,
Damn, you're gonna be taking them shots?
Espérate, dude, espérate.
Mi cafecito.
Okay. I was like, no,
es que tengo que seguir trabajando el ratito, so.
No shit, okay.
Va,
Miguel, what you got going
se ve
on?
la reflection, ¿eh?
Easy, dude. Va, dude, so I'm drinking Fuse Straight Bourbon. So this is bottled in bond. This is from Illinois.
Oh shit!
It's,
nice.
from Evanston.
Yeah.
Oh,
from Evanston,
wow,
from
nice.
Illinois. So yeah, that's what I'll be drinking today, dude.
On the rocks.
Correcto, dude. On the rocks.
Pues échame la pinche música de fucking the movie 300 para que we get started.
The request is still out there. If anybody has music or suggestions, please let us know. Other than that, tasting trials.
I don't know who we sacrificed. Pero va, muchachos, under a minute, diría el tanque. El tanque, ¿no?
El tanque.
Yesterday we got together. We wanted to try the fireball with rum chata, but we didn't have any fireball. So my girl did decide to. We had Jack Daniels, so she got Jack Daniels, put it in the rum chata, and that's how the drink was born. Apparently, now that we know, they say the drink is some. Obviously, people have drank that. Some of the names that we came up with: Jack Chata that we seen on TikTok, and then acá el chat GPT dice whiskey bliss chata. Bliss with 2 S's, not Z.
Es que lo quería ver más cool, dude.
He wants a hood, dude. It's hood.
Yeah. Pero yeah, muchachos, I really tried it. I honestly give this shit like a 9. No lie. Fuck it. Definitely recommend this shit.
Pues, sí, pues.
Ya que te chingaste medio vaso, dude.
Nah, mame, no. No tomado esto. I've been drinking beer. Yeah, dude. You guys have to.
Pues no te diré mucho de este cafecito, ¿verdad? It's just black coffee, pero I actually bought, es de la McCafe brand. So it's like I guess the McDonald's, yeah. Pero, so they have different flavors. Like I've had, compré hace poco el de que es un café de horchata. And it was like, it's okay. Interesting. Lo compré más to try it out. Pero this time I tried it, I bought it porque me llamó la atención ese sí de que según era café de olla.
Okay.
Dude, it's pretty decent. Like obviously, like is it
in Keurig or
cinnamony? The Keurig, the little pods.
Oh shit.
Y café de olla huele rico, dude. Like I really like it. Y ahorita con el screwball, it's pretty decent.
So you never tried it with the
screwball? ¿Hacer otro cafecito?
You never tried it with the screwball? This is the first time you tried it?
I had it, with other coffee, yeah.
Okay.
Pero de la olla, supuestamente de la olla, aunque viene del Keurig pod.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
Okay.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
Is there a name for that, Miguel? Because you're searching something up.
No. Like I was just looking at cafe the actual Keurig thing.
Oh, the McCafe.
Like, cause I've never seen them, so I was like, damn, I'm kind of intrigued by that.
Dude,
like, I love el café de olla.
I didn't even know you could fucking buy a McCafe brand coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that you could buy it, pero no sabía que había de olla.
Mm, yeah, no
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, ya hay de todo. The like, ahorita especially the pumpkin spice during that time. I mean,
Yeah.
the Christmassy flavors y todo eso. Pero there's at the office they bought like a Snickers flavored one.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
shit.
Um, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
You tried it?
Yeah, I tried it. Es más el olor que te da than the
Mm.
actual taste.
Yeah.
Pero a lot of people tell me que porque le tienes que agregar like if you add the heavy cream or the milks, the whatever
If you had a
sweetener
Snicker, no?
things, que como que resalta el sabor, but como yo no le pongo nada, I was like, I don't know. It smells nice, but no me sabe muy diferente a nada. El de la olla, dude, I recommend it.
Oh shit, baba, dude. I
Like
see
that.
that they have this un paquete de 60 for $41 or un paquete de 20 for $12.
Oh, it's not bad.
Pues
No,
nomás
no
tú me
vamos a decir
pongas
de
el
dónde.
trust, Miguel.
No vamos a decir de
No,
dónde.
vamos a
So
dónde
they
porque
sponsor us, ¿no?
no
Porque
patrocinan, dude. So.
Sí. Sí, Amazon, if you're listening.
Sí, sí. Va, muchachos. So, dale.
Yeah, no, I feel like we were getting into something here, pero pues nos acordamos de que teníamos que hacer un ¿qué están tomando?
That we actually have something, yeah, going on. We talked about Los Reyes Magos. I did ask you if you did the tradition. You wanted to start something with the kids last year, pero
You
que
talked
no.
about the toy.
About the toy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a question.
Or the gift, toy, whatever que like that you always wanted but never got.
Yeah, you could think of something, Romero?
I was thinking hard, like I'm like, what is it? At first, the first thing that came to mind was the like a Super Nintendo. Porque I got a Super Nintendo, I think when I want to say six or seven, in Mexico. Pero ahora sí que like we went to a part like so I got the gift. My birthday's in May, maybe like in November. We went to like a party on a weekend. Salimos de la casa. Robaron la casa. Like somebody broke into the house and stole a bunch of shit from the house. And one of those things was
Super
the
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo with all my games y todo.
Damn.
I was like, well, pues ni modo, right? Like that's fucked up. Pues ya, no tenía, I didn't have a system or anything. And I wanted the Super Nintendo. Like I wanted specifically I think it was Street Fighter, my favorite game at that point. But I think I eventually got it. So it's like maybe not for Christmas, but like it took a couple years until I got it. But I was trying to think. I'm like, what would be that toy?
El Romero, like, oh, like, no worries. Acá ahorita Santa me hace otro, ¿no? Like,
No, I was like, I was really fucking devastated. Dude. I had like a couple soccer games and Street Fighter.
Oh, the soccer
Um,
games,
and I think I had Mega Man X.
Mega Man.
Yeah, that one was the one that I used to play a lot también. Pero pues pinches rateros, se robaron todo.
Dude, so no, pues you can't think of a toy that you've never gotten that you've always wanted. I know you talked about Super Nintendo, but eventually you had it.
Eventually I
Didn't
got
have
it.
it, and you still got it again.
Yeah. I think it might sound stupid, but at that point, like my tío used to live with us, and he had boots, like cowboy boots,
Okay.
and I wanted some like his when I was little. And I remember writing in según la carta de Reyes que I wanted boots like my tío, but they like literally the letter that I got back is like, sorry, we couldn't find them.
Your size doesn't exist, no?
Right. It's just like I didn't get those boots. But that's I can't like really because I was also también, I think I talked about it, like yo no era de que me gustaba tener o jugar con juguetes. Like it was either like video games or I would be outside playing soccer or whatever. So así que toys no me acuerdo muy bien. Like, but that's the only thing I could remember. Que I literally got the letter back saying like, sorry, we couldn't find your boots.
Damn.
And I didn't get the boots.
No mataron al cocodrilo a tiempo, ¿no?
No se secó la piel a tiempo.
Sí, güey. Tank, what you got? Anything that you could think of?
Yeah, dude. So not a toy, but I always wanted a drum set, dude. De chico, like so obviously we lived like in an apartment. So like at the time it was always like, oh well, like no te lo pueden traer porque pues we don't have space and it's loud y this and that. So then my dad was like, oh pues at that time we already knew we were gonna move to Mexico, and he had like sold us this idea of the house. They could like, oh, everybody gets their own room, and you have your own space, y this and that. So his thing was kind of like, oh, pues ya cuando nos mudemos a Mexico, you have the big house, you have your own room, so pides tu drum set ya cuando estés allá, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was a fucking lie, dude. Like, fucking, I asked for it. And I guess looking back at it now, like, my dad se había quedado aquí en Chicago. So I could see, like, I was telling Miguel, I'm like, I could see him having to buy it and then, like, take it over there, you know? So,
Mhm.
este, I don't know if it was one of those things where it's like, oh, pues ya que él se vaya a México, he'll, you know, like, do it ya buscándolo allá en México or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I always wanted a drum set. Y pues ya después de grande, like I ended up getting a guitar mejor. And like I ended up learning that kind of on my own. But yeah, like a drum set.
I mean, you almost got drum set. You got the what's it called? Was it
The
like
buckets. No.
rock band?
The original Bucket Boy, no, estaba.
No,
Yeah.
you got rock band, which it's similar to Guitar Hero, but it's like all the instruments.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
guitar, the drums, and
That was the shit, dude. When
Oh,
it first
Rock
came
Band?
out,
Yeah,
yeah,
rock
rock
band.
band.
Yeah.
fire,
Like
dude.
Tank had rock band, dude.
Yeah, I
Fire.
So
remember.
like, I think that's a
Yeah,
drum set too.
Mm-hmm.
that shit was hard. I
Yeah,
guess
it
I
was
wasn't
hard,
well
but
coordinated. Like
I was
I
gonna
remember
say.
buying it for my brothers and my sister, like because they
Oh,
would
yeah, yeah.
play with the guitar and then
Mhm.
the drum set.
Yeah.
And I tried doing the drum set, dude. Hasta la pinche guitar, dude. I couldn't do that shit.
Hasta karaoke, no podías.
Nah, no tiene las de Juan Gabriel, ya me voy, ¿no?
Sí, ya
Like,
no. No quería, dude. Damn. Miguel, so I know you suck at you think you're really hard, but nothing comes to your head.
So there's a lot of stuff I wanted as a kid, and eventually I bought for myself, right? Como Romero, like I always wanted a Super Nintendo. Then afterwards, the N64 came out.
Mhm.
So those were the consoles I wanted, right? Porque like so we had the Nintendo, and then instead of going for the N64, my dad got us
Mhm.
the Sega
Mm.
Genesis, which was cool, right? Like again, they had a lot of amazing games, but like 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 you would go over to people's houses and they were playing Mario games, we were playing all this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like we could only play them at our cousin's house and stuff. So like we kind of wanted that. So but eventually again, I bought those for myself. And then there was action figures I wanted that eventually I bought for myself and I have on my wall, right? So I'm trying to think of cosas que no he comprado that for myself.
That
And
you wanted?
I gotta assume it's gonna be a lot of Power Ranger stuff. Porque like just like Johnny Boy, like I was huge into Power Rangers, I was huge into Godzilla. Like um I think I got a little Godzilla when I was growing up, and I know Tank got a bigger Godzilla, so eventually I kind of took Tank's Godzilla. So it wasn't mine, but it was there, right? So and I was a huge Ninja Turtles person, but I mean,
So was I.
so back then, like my godparents would always like le preguntaron a my parents, like like what does Miguel like, and like yeah, ellos eran los que me compraban most of the toys. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I was
Decían, a
fortunate
Miguel
in
pues le
that
gusta el
part.
desmadre.
Una botella, ¿no?
Now play the whiskey.
Una botella para el daytime.
Oh
Uh,
boy, those
pero
daytimes.
those daytimes were amazing. But like so it's kind of hard to determine una cosa that I wanted. And then there's stuff that I wanted, but I never saw in stores, and I didn't know you could buy. For example, las armaduras de los Caballeros del Zodiaco. Like I didn't know you
Oof.
could actually buy those figures and
God
stuff,
damn,
right?
dude.
Like
Damn.
Porque you
yo no
were tied to
sabía.
only whatever commercials you had on
Right.
TV.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. So it wasn't until I grew up and I was like, holy crap, like these are big, and they're big in Japan, they're big in like Latin America. I was like,
Mhm.
oh crap, like now that I see them, now I want them, because when I was a child I wanted them, I just didn't know I could have them, right? Um so
I
it's
did
a
go
weird
through
place.
that phase of like now that you could afford it, like I started buying a
Mhm.
bunch of Super Nintendo games.
And I was gonna touch on what Miguel said, which pretty much the same thing. You're saying, okay, obviously now that I'm older, I'm sure I could afford things, the Power Rangers and stuff like that, but I just don't get them. I don't get them. I just don't feel. I don't know if it's me that I just grew up and I lost the interest because
Mhm.
I'm not a kid anymore, or now that I guess I could afford it or whatever. But just the fact, I guess, that I wasn't expecting I mean, I saw the question coming, but I never thought that she would like it would be something that she would go out of her way to get me.
Mhm.
But it is something where I feel like even though you guys are able to buy it and buy whatever it might be, Mega Man, because I know Romeo likes Mega Man and all that stuff, whatever it might be, I wouldn't go out of my way to do it.
He likes Mega Man, dude.
He
Wait,
really does.
I mean, well, I mean, you started for a while. I remember you used to collect Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
Like you used to collect the whatever the Nintendo little figures get on
amigos.
Amiibos,
Yeah.
Mm.
right? Like, but I mean, that was just not like it didn't come from like, oh, I wanted that as a kid, porque
No,
pues
no, no, no.
existía, no
Just
sé.
Right.
no. I just started the Hot Wheels. I always had a fascination with the little cars. Even when I was
A
little, I was
fetish, no?
like,
I heard you, dude.
no, I said
You were going
fascination,
down
dude.
that way, dude.
I was not, dude. But if I did, pues es mi pedo, ¿no? Digo, no es cierto, no.
Those
Nah, dude,
Hot Wheels are too hot, boy, no?
yeah, dude, no, it was just one of those things que sí, me gustan los carritos, and as I grew older, pues sí los agarraba. Like, would go to Walgreens and they would
Mhm.
have like a limited edition, which at the time we didn't know, right? Like now we have the internet and there's like, oh, this is coming out and it's limited and it's blah, blah, blah. Back then it was like, oh, I would just
Lo
go
que
to
está en la
fucking
tienda.
Walgreens and whatever's there I would buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, eventually I don't know what the fuck happened to the Hot Wheels, but the Amiibos I still have them. I still have them. I
Mhm.
haven't been collecting anymore because they've been coming out with like back to back
Yeah.
to back to back. So I stopped after the first series, I think, or second. But I have the first and the second series, which now they're worth something obviously more than the $12 that I paid for them.
Yeah.
They're
No,
like
yeah, like they were
40,
like
50
there's
bucks.
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like
Well,
because
that's how the Funkos, that's how they get you. Like
yeah.
just playing on nostalgia all the time.
Mhm.
That's true, dude.
Yeah,
That's true.
ahí están todos. Yeah, so like, yeah, I was gonna ask, I'm like, because it's obvious to everybody that Romero collects masks. Like, did that come from as a child or afterwards when you grew up, or were you always like, desde chiquito you were like, you know what, me gustan las máscaras, one day I want to have them.
Um, it was the like I always like wrestling, right? And I always talk about like my first what I recall being my first exposure to lucha libre was and I don't think my grandpa was like, oh, I love lucha libre, but it just happened to be on TV and he left it on that channel.
Mm.
Um, and he was drinking. He was drinking, my friend.
He
It's
was
the
Russian
Irish
too, no?
coffee, dude. It's the Irish coffee, dude. It's coming out.
God damn, dude.
And he was drinking Tecate y me ofreció una Tecate. So I sat down with him and you know, like being 6, 7 years old, drinking Tecate, watching Lucha Libre. So then always liking it. Y de ahí, I don't know, like I guess when I was old enough and like I thought I had like this idea. I'm like, oh, like it would be cool if I, you know, I'm talking and interacting with these luchadores, wrestlers that they're come are not wrestling at, you know, primarily you know, American wrestling type of like the WWE type or whatever, how people identify that type of wrestling. And I would kind of start getting to know them a little bit. I'm like, oh, would it be cool if I like bought a mask off of them, you know, just for my own personal collection. I never thought it was a thing. And then when I started buying like maybe 4 or 5 at that point, then I started knowing that there was a whole like community of people that would actually do this.
Yeah.
So then is when I started into like I traded a few masks. I bought a few from actual like oh, this wrestler is gonna be in X town, but he doesn't come to Chicago often. So it's like, all right, you buy me the mask, I'll send you the money and like things like that. So
Yeah.
there's like a whole community of people that do this. When I thought I'm like, oh, I thought it was just my thinking of like, oh, I wanna get a mask. Y de ahí empecé a colectarlas, but it wasn't nothing that I always wanted to do as a kid. It was more now that I was older, it's like, oh, this is doable, and I would like kind of collect something like that. So
Yeah.
that's why I also was like made sure that most of the masks that I have like have been like worn by the wrestler. Porque I mean, you get and I get this all the time. Like my dad goes to Mexico, y va al tianguis, and he starts sending me pictures of el tianguis que tiene puras máscaras ahí de 50 pesos or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like that's not what I collect, but I appreciate the effort, right? Like
Son los calzones que no se vendieron, ¿no? They just repurposed them. It's a mess.
So yeah, like, but you know, and people will sometimes give me a mask like as a gift or like, oh, I thought of you, I saw this, and I'm like, thank you, but
Thanks.
that's like, you know, like is I don't collect just any mask.
Thank
Like
you for
it has
taking
to
shit
be
back, no?
no, but it's like
Thanks,
Pero
pero lo voy a
no es
aventar en la
bougie, ¿no?
basura, ¿no?
Sí, ¿no?
Sí. Es el trapo para limpiar el carro, ¿no?
Thank you, but does I have a gift receipt? No, but to return that shit. God damn. Pero bueno, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely a good question though. It's a good question to have, and I think that's one of
absolutely.
I think that's one of those things that I think I definitely would like to ask my parents, as
Yeah.
far as because obviously their upbringing was way different than ours,
Hmm.
Right.
and whatnot. But it's the yeah, would definitely like to ask. What's something that you always wanted and you never got? We do have Christmas obviously again this year, so maybe hopefully I could try to make it happen. ¿Qué tan que ahora qué chingados dije?
No, yo nada, güey.
Okay, okay. Te veo
Oh,
con tus
yo les iba a
cosas, ¿no?
decir, like, porque, like, right now that you mentioned that, right, like, our parents' upbringing was different, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I think about it, right, and it's like, yeah, I definitely, like, when I was old enough and I could buy stuff, I guess, and I had my own money, I definitely, like, loved helping out my parents get gifts for my siblings, right? Uh, cuando pues we got them the Guitar Hero or whatever, that the Rock
Rock
Band,
band. Mhm.
the Nintendo Wii, like all this stuff, and I was like, I got my sister, like I was able to get her a laptop one Christmas, like all those things, right? That like we didn't get. And I'm not saying okay, I didn't get anything or whatever, but it was just like I don't know if like my parents' siblings were able to do that for them, right? The times were
Mm,
different, but now
yeah.
I'm like I see with my sister, my brother is like it's I'm like it gets to a point. It's like don't buy them anything. Like they got too much shit, and it's like now you're in the total opposite. Like I wonder what our kids are gonna be saying. It's like would they
Yeah.
remember all the gifts that they got, or I'm like because they do they remember and they play with stuff throughout the year and everything. But it's like I just feel like it gets to a point where it's like it's too much. Like
Yeah.
as far as when it
Like,
comes down to
yeah,
like toys and all that stuff, it's like they just have too many. At
Right.
least that's my experience.
it does. And I think, I don't know if, como dices tú, like, so aquí en la casa, so it's only Chiquis, right?
Hmm.
So, like, anytime she wanted something, for Christmas, Dia de los Reyes Magos or something, like, there was too many people asking me, like, hey, what does she want? Like, I had Tank asking me, I had my dad, my mom, had Omar, I had Cassie asking me, right? So eventually it would be like, this is what she wanted, like, kind of like everybody take something, you know. So she always would get what she asked for, right? Por igual, ya
Because there's
cambia
so
mucho
many people that are
los
willing
tiempos. Yeah,
to. Mhm.
and so it's very different from, like, for example, when we were a child, or even when parents were children, right? Um, so like and obviously, pues now, por lo mismo, because everybody could afford stuff like that, or there's more people that could afford gifts, right, for their children, and kids would always want las cosas que están de moda. So, like, I still tell Chiquis till today, I was like, you do not understand what we would have to go through sometimes to get your toys, where it's like we would have to, like, drive like 2-3 hours away to, like, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets, and call, make sure they have something, pick it
Kmart.
up. Like, take una vez andaba peleando con una viejita for like, the last toy que también le iba a dar a
Damn.
Chiquis, dude, like,
Yeah, dude, I mean, she whooped
my
my ass, pero pues.
Pinche
That's the
bastonazo,
toy
¿no?
that Chickies always wanted but never
Yeah.
got. No.
Y sí, güey.
Thanks, Jack, ¿no? Chiquis, thanks, Uncle, ¿no? No, dude, pero so I guess it's one of the things that I guess I'm learning to understand as a parent is where kind of like what Romero said, no, and I'm a big believer in that. It's like they don't need no more toys because for me they don't, dude. I know Camila recently got like a doll, but
Mhm.
in Christmas she got a doll, and 2 months before Christmas she had another fucking little baby, and blah blah blah. Pero I guess what I'm learning now is just it's just for the memories, dude. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm very set to try to make myself believe that yeah, she really doesn't need it because she doesn't. She has 4 fucking dolls that are pretty much the same thing and do the same thing, no? But nonetheless, we give her that pleasure of like, oh, I got a new thing, and I'm gonna call it this, and
Mhm.
we're able to take a picture of that, and we're able to keep that as a memory. So maybe 10 years from now, when she's older, then she's what is she 6? She's 16. We're like, hey, do you remember this? No, I don't. It's like, oh, well, you wanted this, and we got you this, and maybe she's not gonna remember the other three
And then there's
dolls,
probably a story behind it, dude.
right?
And it's interesting that you point that out because now I'm thinking about it, right? And it's like part of it, at least for me, is also not because my kids are getting toys, but it's like my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, like when they give gifts, it's like they want to contribute, they want to give that
Mhm.
gift. So
Yeah.
it's también así como es mucho para, o sea, like we're like, oh, it's too many toys. It's also like a feeling for them to like, oh, we gave them what they wanted, we gave them a gift.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's not just for the receiver, but also for the person that's giving.
It's for the
So
giver.
I
I
feel
mean,
bad if I'm like, oh, no le regale nada, like
mhm.
because
And
I
and
feel
I,
like I'm taking away from them as
A-
well.
and
yeah,
I guess from like an uncle's perspective,
Hmm.
like pues yo no tengo like kids of my own, pero like
That you
it is
claim.
goddamn Terry.
that you
Dis-
know of.
disclaimer: I have no kids at all.
Puta madre, dude.
Y so like I think from like my perspective, it is a little bit harder. Porque like I get it. Like as far as like from a parent's perspective, like you have to have some sort of balance where it's like um, le quieres dar lo que tú no tuviste, but at the same time,
Yeah,
you still want to make sure that you instill the values of like them being thankful for what they have and like them being appreciative of what they have and stuff like that. And I think like sometimes cuando les das too much, it goes into the like, oh, like, are we spoiling them or do they know, like the value of things? Because I see but I think from like my perspective as an uncle, yeah, like sometimes I don't or I didn't think about that things. It was more so like, oh, like, como dices, like like we didn't have this, so like now that I'm able to give that to her, like I want to make sure she can experience that. And por ejemplo, like even like my mom, I know like one year le regaló like a bunch of dolls and like this big ass dollhouse. And maybe Mika was like, "Oh, damn! Like that's a lot. That's too much or whatever."
¿Dónde
But
la pongo, no?
it's not. Yeah. Well, she would leave it at my mom's house, so
Ah, okay,
jugaba
okay.
cuando iba para allá. But I know también at the same time, it was like my mom's way of like she always wanted a daughter. She always wanted to like have that daughter to play dolls with and this and that. So that was her way of like living that.
Right.
So
hmm
like there's occasions donde yeah you're like fuck like pues qué le puedo decir if I know como going back to the whole like las uh calcetines de abeja or whatever, like in a way it's healing them porque like they get that chance now to live, like
through them.
what, yeah, through them, whether
Hmm.
that's like algo que ellos quisieron vivir when they were kids or something that they want to live, like in this case as like my mom wanted to live with a daughter, like. But yeah, dude, like it's hard putting a balance, but I feel like tenga we're not the parents, no? Porque pues ustedes son los que tienen que gotta deal with that.
And
Like
I think that's fair, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, like, pues, I mean, you can't tell other people in a sense like not to give gifts, but it's like it's on us. Like, so what we do is that like, because yeah, sometimes it is too much, and there's certain toys that as they're kind of distracted with one, we'll start putting some away, and throughout the
Mm.
year los empezamos a sacar,
mm,
right? Like like they'll as long as they take the picture with their gift y todo y está jugando porque tienen mucho con qué jugar, dude. Like that Christmas morning or whatever, like tienen mucho con qué jugar, and like slowly we'll like put some away, and throughout the year um dejamos que vayan sacando más gifts like that. So it's, I guess it's on the parents like to find what the right balance is, because it is true, like you want them to also not just take everything for granted and
yeah,
not be appreciative, and not, or maybe appreciative is not the right word, because they'll be appreciative at the moment, but
no,
just to understand like yeah, like not everybody gets all these gifts all at once.
But then on that
Mhm.
statement, sorry, Miguel, but on that
No,
statement, I
you're good.
question myself because yes, I do want them to appreciate
Mhm.
or to understand that to be grateful and blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's like the way I'm raising my kids, at least, and I guess I can speak for you guys as well. I feel the way we're raising our kids, it's pretty fair because we're teaching them values, manners, and blah blah blah. So I feel at the end of the day, just with an everyday lesson, we're teaching
Mhm.
them that. So where does it come in our head where it's like, oh, we want them to do this and this and this and that? If in everyday thing we're actually teaching them again the values to be humble, to be grateful. I mean, even if it's not with the toys. That's why I question myself in
Mm-hmm.
that sense too when I think that, because I do think that too. But I
Oh,
feel like it's not fair because it's something that I want. Like I want them to do that without
Mm-hmm.
actually looking at the big picture and be like, they are doing it though. You know,
yeah.
make sense or
Uh,
It's
it does.
generational. I
yeah,
think we
Yeah.
yeah,
we all kind of grew up with that, right? Like, so we want to make sure that that doesn't get lost, and in our own way, we figure out a way to make sure we're not forgetting about
right.
those lessons, or the value of money or value of things. Porque, I mean, si te pones a pensar, like, I mean, there's been a couple times, I can't remember, I can't say that every single time, pero cuando te daban algo, it's like, de repente will be like, oh, pero, acuérdate que hay niños que no reciben nada, o
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
la comida is like, hay niños que no tienen que comer, so you have to eat the entire plate. Like, so we kind of grew up with that,
We
and
did.
maybe it's not right, but we still do it, and that's how it shows up.
Right.
I'll be the first one to admit that I do that. I do that, and maybe like you said, maybe it's not right, and maybe that's something I guess I got to work at as a person and as a parent. But it's true, dude. I mean, again, like you said, it's generational thing. We did grow up with that like heavily. At least me, I grew up with that
Hmm.
shit really, really heavy.
Dude, I know
Yeah.
that when I would eat at Jonathan's house, no nos daban de tomar porque they would always tell you, right? Okay,
Yeah,
you couldn't drink anything until you finished eating.
yeah. My thing was, well, my
I would
mom would
struggle with
say,
that.
my mom would say, que, when I was younger, because I brought it up to her not recently, but obviously
Hmm.
now that I'm older, and she said, okay, when I was younger, I would eat and then I would drink water, like a lot of water, then I wouldn't finish my food.
Mm.
Mm.
So she's like, oh, te llenabas de pura agua, no de comida. And then later on, like an hour later, you would want to eat. But then I was like, Mom, you lazy or what? You couldn't feed me again or what's going on? You know?
It's
Es que no era restaurante, dude. No comes a
Ah,
la
sí,
hora que
sí,
tú
sí.
quieras,
Que tú
dude.
quieras. There you go. That's true,
Sí,
dude.
dude.
That's what our
Pero
mom would tell us.
which I get it. You know, it's
yeah.
something that they would
Yeah.
say. Pero now I look at like, for example, I know like with Tina, um, she would have to whatever we would serve her, I would make her eat it. Because again, my
Hmm.
mentality is that. And then now with Camila, it's like she'll eat a little bit and then she'll leave it and she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, blah blah, blah. I'm not hungry anymore,
Then
blah, blah.
she'll come back to it.
But we'll save it. We're like, okay, she's
Hmm.
gonna come back. And then in 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, she'll be like, I'm hungry. Do you still have chicken from whatever we're eating? And
Hmm.
then we'll be like, yeah, we still have some. And it's the same plate that she just left.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, for Tina, she had to experience all that stuff for blah blah blah. But but yeah, no, nonetheless, yeah, they eat well. I in this case now Tina's older, so I tell her if she does one second, like a second plate, or she wants whatever she wants to for her to serve herself, and whatever she's gonna
Hmm.
serve herself, go ahead, just make sure
Lo
to
que va
eat
a
it.
comer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna eat. Like, don't I'm not gonna serve you, or if it's something
Hmm.
that's really hot, obviously we'll serve her, but we'll ask her, is this enough, or do you want more? And then I told her, well, get less than what you want, and then if you want more, then you could get seconds and you serve yourself.
Yeah.
So
Porque pues the whole thing came from like no se desperdicia nada de comida, right? Like,
Right.
I feel really bad with that, dude. And
hmm,
took, I always say it's a sin to throw away food, because that's what my mom literally engraved
hmm,
in my fucking head. Pero now, if you really think about it, it's also a sin for me to already have ate and to be full, and then to eat
to keep eating. Hmm.
to keep eating your plate.
Well,
In this case, to eat
it's
your plate. It's also a sin to do that.
it's gluttony, no?
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Gluttony. Yeah.
Pero
Yeah,
si
dude.
es gluten free,
Ooh.
Oh.
loopholes.
Look, yeah, yeah. Ahorita con el
No,
domain, ¿no?
pero like I think I think it was so when we were kids, like I remember like for us my grandpa was the one that no le gustaba tirar la comida. And so like cuando estábamos chiquitos we would eat, and si no nos sacamos la comida, my grandpa would be like, you know what, dámela, yo me lo acabo, porque he doesn't like throwing out. But it was because when he came to the US, right, pues ya ves,
Te
like
comes lo que hay.
yeah, like, well, even besides that, it was like, pues, él venía de rancho, y en el rancho, pues, like, no había mucho dinero, mucha comida, y cuando se vino para Estados Unidos, like, honestly, sin, like, papeles and nothing, right, like, nada más se vino con, like, was it like a work visa or something, con el ferrocarril, so,
Hmm.
pues, comían like, whatever he could get, right, so, um, there was times where, like, no comía bien, or, like, a veces no comía porque no le alcanzaba because he was in money, So with him, he always kept that like, you know what? There was a point where I didn't have this, so now that I do, I don't want que se desperdicie la comida, right? Because I would have wanted that, when I was younger, or when years before.
Ajá, cuando lo
So yeah, por ejemplo, and then when we had the full house here, where it was like, estaba Omar, también, and por ejemplo, si Chiqui no sacaba la comida, like my dad would be like, you know what, dámelo, o me lo daba a mí, o se lo daba a Omar, o se lo daba a Tank. So there was always somebody that would eat whatever Chiqui no sacababa, right?
And your
Because she was
grandpa is your
very
dad's
big on
dad?
that.
The grandpa you're
Yes.
talking
Yep.
about? Okay, okay. So
Hmm.
you
Yep.
grew up with that kind of mentality.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
So
okay.
my dad kind of grew up with the same mentality, and um, and y con nosotros, like he would kind of do it with us. Maybe not like, sí nos decía like, sabes que es que no es bueno desperdiciar la comida. So even till
Not
today,
so
like me,
not so much because we were fat asses, dude. We ate a lot,
we
dude. So
we were so like and I think that's where that's where it came. Where like once we start eating a lot, dude, like dude, comíamos un chino, like easily en una sentada, dude, nos comíamos unos 12 tacos, dude. Like nonstop,
Fuck.
just 12 tacos, right? So when we start eating a lot, my dad was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy you too much food because la van a tirar. It wasn't until little by little he noticed, like, damn, like I keep feeding them. Like we'll go to McDonald's, we'll order a whole meal, and we're still hungry. And then my dad's like, all right, I'll order one little other thing. Y no nos acabamos. Llegamos a la casa, todavía comíamos. That's when he's like, you know what? Okay, you guys actually eat, right? So yeah, that's when he was like, all right, los voy a dejar que coman. Like, yeah, pero like as long as you guys are full and you're not overeating just to overeat. Um, so I think there is a balance when it comes to stuff like that. Y tío con Chiqui is like, como dices tú, like like with I do tell Chiqui, sabes que sírvete lo que te vas a comer, and that's it. Like no te sirvas más. Like if you're like, you know what, I'm not sure if I'm gonna eat it, sírvete poquito. Si te lo acabas, te sirves poquito más. Because instead of like serving yourself a lot and then you don't eat it, and then it's like, all right, Dad, Tank, who wants to eat it? Like, but
like
como dices, bro.
I was gonna say like I think with Chicky is like the only time because he like I would kind of like be like, no, you're not getting up until you finish it. Was with that situation where because she would be the one that like she would overfill her plate and then just eat any little thing. Y yeah, like she wanted like throw away the rest of the food. And my thing was always like, no, like it's the house is full and you're potentially taking food from someone that might want it or like get like genuinely is hungry and like, oh damn, like pues ya casi queda poquito, so like let me grab a little bit less or whatever. So it's like my thing was like in my way I guess I was like según yo trying to teach her that she has to be not so selfish and think that like, oh, like sabes que like I'm gonna serve myself, but there's still two, three more people behind me that are gonna serve themselves too. So it's like let me get what I'm gonna eat,
Yeah.
but let me también
and not be
save
wasteful.
right, save some for them para que ellos también coman. So that's the only time I would be like, no, like ora as like you're gonna sit there and finish it porque and I would tell her why though. Like I would be like, porque
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very. Yep.
this and that. But yeah, other than that, like I don't feel también like eso de que like, pero like a nosotros sí, like my mom, like she would not let us get up at all unless we finish all our food.
And this is how it started with Romero saying que my mom when he would go eat, it was one of those
Yeah.
things. Okay, I wouldn't drink anything until today, dude. Every now and then, I'll catch myself doing it. Like I'll eat, and then all of a sudden, I'm done eating, and then I'm drinking water. And in this case, my girl now she knows about it. She's like, "Toma algo." It's like, well, I'm not thirsty. Like I'm good.
I'm
But I'm
okay.
just, I'm just used to it. It's just the
Sí.
thing that I got used to, and that's now I'm older, and I don't tend to do it with any intention, pero pues todavía pasa. But one of the things that I do remember as a kid, dude, is I remember there was a couple of times that we would just eat either rice and beans and some scrambled egg, and I was cool with that. Till today, dude, you give me some rice and beans and an egg, I'm super chill with that. But when my mom was able to make some dish, I do remember she would make a dish and we would eat it like today, we'll eat it tomorrow and the following day. And it was just one of those things that
Sí.
we would eat it, multiple days. And I was so used to that. So now that I have a family, I'm married, I'm here, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes my girl's like, yeah, I don't want, like, I'll be like, oh wow, let's eat whatever we had yesterday,
Todavía hay pozole de hace 3 días,
whatever.
no? Let's keep
Yeah,
eating it.
yeah. And then she'll be like, no, I think I want this and I want to make that. But then we have a shitload of food that was from yesterday.
Mhm.
So now she'll go ahead and she'll be a little bit better with making the portion of rice. But before she would make a big ass portion, we would all eat evenly. Like I would eat
Mhm.
a big bunch, and she'll eat whatever. Everybody would eat evenly, but then there would still be a big fucking bunch. And honestly, I would just forget tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I would just forget that there was rice. But if I would have remembered, because I've remembered a couple times, so I'd be like, I'll eat whatever's at home. Like I don't want anything. If you want to go out and get yourself something for you and the girls, that's cool. But I'm gonna eat what's at home. And maybe that's the way she was raised too. I mean, there's no wrong, you know. At the end of the day, there's no
Right,
wrong.
right.
The way I was
Yeah, that's
raised,
what we're talking
is-
about. That
yeah,
it comes from just kind of generational things and
Yeah.
things that our parents told us, and how we kind of, in a way, we've at some point said, "I'm not gonna be like my parents," but then a
we
lot of those
try.
things
I really
still
do try.
come through and show up in different ways.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely. That's crazy.
No, yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
100% true. And I got a solution for Johnny Boy, dude.
A ver.
Para que se like, so you're like, you know what? Para que tomes agua while you eat.
Mhm.
Every meal have a Popeyes biscuit, dude. Every
Oh
meal.
boy.
I bet you'll start drinking water with
Dry
your
ass
food, dude.
motherfucking biscuit. No?
Dry as motherfucking biscuit, dude.
Va a estar como SpongeBob, ¿no? Like, I need it. Ya todo seco. Dude.
You're right, dude. I think when I do eat, in this case, my girl likes more KFC than Popeyes, but when we do eat KFC, I'll get the biscuit. Y sí, pues sí me echo mis traguitos de agua or whatever the fuck you might do. So you ain't lying, boy, for
I'll
sure.
tell you, dude.
Tus traguitos, tragotes de agua. Que, you know.
Sí, güey. Damn. Okay, well, obviously we had a different topic, so Romero's gonna have to make another artwork.
Second week in a row, dude.
Another artwork.
we went
different
rogue.
fucking thing. But nonetheless, it was good conversations. We are reaching that 1 hour mark. I do have a question for you guys.
Oh, con el dedito,
Ooh.
dude. Like,
Question for you guys, improvised.
Ooh.
You wanna hit me with the music? And then you guys know que es cosa seria, no? Like you guys already,
Ooh.
you guys already know.
Bien rabbit, ¿no? Off the top of the dome, dude. A ver, dale, güey.
And then remember, it's a group project, eh? So don't.
Oh, va. Gracias a Dios, dude.
Dice Tanque, this is where I get to do nothing, no?
Sí. This is where I just signed my name.
This is where I pay back off on people's work, no?
Sí,
And this is
güey.
perfect, dude, because we know if we did a group project, Rome would do all the work, dude.
That's true, dude. I would copy off of him. I'm not saying that I ever did. I would definitely copy off of him. Ahí les va, muchachos.
Pregunta.
Si un oso se tropieza, ¿hace el oso o hace el humano?
Depende de dónde caiga, ¿no?
What would be an example, dude? Give me an example.
No
Por
censura,
favor.
güey. Si explico dónde cae el oso, ya hace el humano. Dude.
What do you guys think?
Pero qué tal si cae de perrito, dude?
That was
cierto,
nice, dude.
cierto, Tanque.
That was nice.
Qué bonito, qué bonito.
Sí, sí, sí.
Miguel,
Otro
wow, ¿tú qué piensas? Dude?
I don't know.
Porque se tropezó el oso, ¿no? Entonces está haciendo el oso.
Sería algo embarazoso, ¿no?
O algo embarazoso. O sea, no sabemos con qué se tropezó.
No.
Ok. ¿Qué
No
quieres
sé
decir?
yo. No, iba a decir que I'm like, porque I remember a teacher saying, like translating like embarrassment with embarazoso, and I don't think that's a thing, right?
That's not, dude.
No,
No.
Embarazoso is not even a word.
I don't think so. No.
I'm not gonna lie, you said embarazoso and I thought like pregnancy or something. Like,
Porque no sabo, boy.
no sabo. Oh, o sea, like,
Sí,
como
sí.
si fuera like a no sabo version of.
Is that a,
Sí,
is
sí,
that
sí.
a word?
No,
So,
because embarrassing is apenado, no? Or
Yeah, apenado,
Apenas.
vergüenza, avergonzado.
Mhm.
But
Miguel, what do you think?
so,
You have to have some sort of answer, dude.
so apparently embarazoso is embarrassed. But I
really?
think it's a different Spanish.
Es
Dice
castellano.
tanque un castellano, ¿no? Embarazoso.
Porque yo digo que si el oso se cayó y se recayó, pues entonces hizo el oso, ¿no? A la segunda caída, sin límite de tiempo.
Puede que sea.
¿No tiene la respuesta, Johnny Boy?
No, no tengo la respuesta, por eso digo, o
A
sea,
ver.
por eso les pregunto a ustedes para que me iluminen.
Oh.
I want to know where this is from because it says embarazoso and the adjective dice embaraza e incomoda.
Ya fue en
Embarazoso.
castellano, dice tanque.
Sí, güey.
I was like, wait.
Embarazoso, adjective, que embaraza o como. I don't know, dude. Can you, ya puse como spelling bee, ¿no? Can you use it in a sentence?
¿Qué pasa si va el oso con una osa?
¿Rosita? Ah, no. Oh,
Una
Hace
osa.
el oso, ¿no?
Pues a lo mejor hacen
Oh,
un osito,
también.
O
güey,
hace,
pero, pues,
o hace el malo, dude.
No, la pregunta es que si hace el oso o el humano. Pues dependiendo cómo lo
Ah,
quieras ver, dependiendo en la situación. That's what I'm trying to-
es que si la
Sí.
osa va con el oso, a lo mejor hacen, pero el delicioso, dude, porque
Oh,
Damn, dude. Okay, flat out, dude. ¿No? Bueno,
pinche
pues ahí.
tanque.
Esta respuesta, ¿no? Ya,
y sí, dude.
ya ni modo, dude. ¿Y ves que les echaron un spank, dude? Ya se ponen un spank ahí. Del tanque. Una cachetada. People don't really know, dude, ¿no? Que es esa
No.
manera de una cachetada, no una nalgada, ¿no? Pero bueno.
Vino Will
All
Smith,
time it
¿no?
was Tank, ¿no? Riéndose de un chiste así bien.
Sí, güey.
No.
Sí, güey.
Es
Vamos,
que Tank habló de Jada, dude, y vino Will Smith, dude.
Uh,
Y sí, ¿eh?
sí.
Ese
That
sí,
makes
no.
sense, dude. Sí, es un oso. Va, muchachos, ya. Era cosa seria, pero pues ya, that's a good debate, right? It's a good debate.
Sí, buena
This,
pregunta, dude.
this week we have Triple H, the game, brought to you by Romero, dude.
Historical
Historical
happy hour, dude.
happy hour, dude.
Te va a agarrar el agua, ¿no?
Sí, güey. Va, Romero, whenever you're ready, dude.
Little do you know, nada más tiene el suéter y los calzones, güey, ya listo, ¿no?
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. ¿No? En Romero.
Va. For historical happy hour,
Under a minute,
como
¿eh?
me... ¿Mande?
Nada, dale, digo, dale.
Oh, no, como me hice un Irish coffee, I
Mhm.
looked into the history of the Irish coffee. So, dice tanque, no me crea, ¿no? ¿Cómo es?
Don't quote me on
Not a
this.
lawyer.
Don't quote me on that. No, so the Irish coffee came from, apparently, in the 1940s, there was a plane that was going to Foyne's country in Limerick, Ireland, and
Mhm.
apparently couldn't land, or it went back. I don't know exactly how it went there. No pude hablar bien con los witnesses,
Mhm.
pero apparently there's a chef that ended up making this drink, which it was coffee, and he put whiskey on it because the passengers were cold and tired.
Okay.
So he put whiskey in the coffee and just topped it with some foamy cream. And when people were like, "Oh, damn, like this is pretty good," like les gustó.
Mhm.
Le preguntó porque de donde recibían el café o donde se tomaba el café, a lot of the coffee came from Brazil. So le decían, "Oh, is this Brazilian coffee?" And he didn't know what to say, so he's like, como it was in Ireland, it's like, "No, it's Irish coffee."
Okay.
So de ahí, Irish coffee became a thing, and it became popular in the U.S. 10 years later, after it was invented in the 1950s. So that's how we ended up knowing the Irish coffee, which now there's different variations of it, different ways of making it.
Right.
Pero originally it was just coffee with whiskey. And actually he put sugar. There was sugar in there, some brown sugar,
Yeah.
topped off with some foamy cream. That was your original Irish coffee.
I like that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Good fact,
That's
dude.
pretty good, dude.
Good job.
Now, I got a question for you, dude. Is your coffee hot when you add the whiskey, or are you drinking like iced coffee?
No, it was hot coffee.
Like
Ya está medio
I
tibio
remember,
porque we took a little long to start the episode. Pero...
I was gonna say because like I've had hot coffee cuando se lo agrego and like I've tried drinking it like como
De
que
repente
está
como que
caliente,
te
like
pega.
se te sube. Hell yeah, like
Ujú.
my eyes be like, oh shoot. Like,
Ujú. Sí, si está muy caliente, the same steam como que sí te pega en los ojos. Pero no, it was, I guess, it was a little, ya un poquito más frito, pero it was still pretty good, dude, I gotta say. Y ahorita nomás me eché un little shot de Screwball, que es lo que me estoy tomando. Ujú.
Que ese es el Steam, te pone bien grifo, ¿no? Like, ahí estás.
Pero a veces que sí, depende qué whisky le eches.
The-
Like, sí, like, you feel it up in your nose, dude.
God damn.
Tienes que tener cuidado.
Wow, muchachos. We don't know the name of the episode. Definitely good episode.
I don't know the name of the
We'll
episode.
figure it
dude.
out, dude. I mean, I do. We had a different plan, but nonetheless, yeah, good conversations.
telling our business out there, no? Like,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
Como this is becoming a trend, muchachos, eh?
Sí, dude,
yeah. A 2024 trend, dude. So
for real.
Eso
We'll
sí.
see what we talk about next week, no? We'll have a topic, but then we're not gonna talk about it, dude, for sure.
we'll be as surprised as you guys are, no? Like,
For real, dude. We'll be prepared, según, no? But really not be prepared. Va, muchachos, pues, and our remark, yeah, let's do it.
Any closing remarks, muchachos? Jenny boy, I don't think we asked just real quick because we asked this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything, any of those like New Year's rituals, things like outside of the uvas?
The uvas, I know you.
Tanga.
No, not the tanga, dude. I know you like the lenteja stuff and you're burning your mouth and all that stuff, but no, dude, no, I didn't. We didn't do any of that. I know my mom had different beliefs and all that stuff with New Year's, but no, just the uvas for sure.
Just uvas.
Yeah, 12 wishes.
Under pressure, ¿no?
Under
pressure.
Like always.
Un genie no
empezamos
las pela, ¿no?
¿Un qué?
Un genie no las pela because they only give you 3
Literally,
wishes,
dude.
¿no?
For real. Hey, dude, so let me ask you guys this real quick. So las uvas, there's 12 of them. Is there a time limit to finish that shit? Because I'm always fucking trying to fucking finish the fuck out of them.
Pues se supone
I
que
don't know,
a
but
que
I
yo
try
sepa,
finish them.
son las, I mean, it's the countdown, supuestamente 12 seconds before the new year, pero que yo me acuerdo también es,
I do it after.
yeah.
I do
son
mine.
12 campanadas, ¿no? Ese,
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be las 12.
campanadas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be las 12
Ajá.
campanadas, because you know how like on the old clocks, like they would strike, you know, like cuando van a dar las 12, dan las 12 pinche campanadas. So you're supposed to take one. Pero pues sí, dude, like I don't think there's an official rule book, no, donde te diga,
Because I'm
no se te
fucking,
van a cumplir, güey, si no.
I
Like,
mean, the fuck out of them, dude. All fucking fast for no reason, dude.
Estás, ¿no? Quieres agarrar el agua, pero te acuerdas de
No puedo,
no,
dude.
no.
tengo que acabarme las primero, no puedo tomar nada.
No, man. That's why I didn't want to come back, dude. I hesitated, dude, to come back. Pues dame la closing cue, ¿no? Échame la. No final remarks. Rate reviews. Sorry, guys. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe. And all links can be found at todostomanpodcast.com. Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group at Todos Toman Pod. Yeah, dude, it's getting better, dude.
Sí.
I'm trying not to.
By
He's like
season 4,
Facebook.
we got this, dude.
Group.
2 years later. Va, pues.
Con los ojos cerrados, ¿no?
Un último cheers, ¿no?
Clonk,
Quiere
clonk,
llenar el tanque.
clonk, clonk, clonk. Sí, güey, sí tengo, güey.
If you made it this far, let us know that you made it this far. We got official stickers, muchachos.
Damn.
Oh.
Fucking Romero coming up with the fucking. Hey, dude, el Chris ya me está reclamando de la playera que le prometiste tú, ¿eh? Que le prometiste una playera en el live. I know you don't remember, dude.
No me acuerdo, pero ese live estuvo
Do not
pasado.
remember. I know you don't remember, but it's there, dude. We have proof
Va.
in one of the lives that they were in here.
Sí, también le demos una playera cookie.
Juan Olaez, dude.
¿Juan Olaez?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my God. Bueno, en fin.
Güey, y yo pensé
Juan
que
Ola-
salí bien de ese episodio.
No,
Fuck,
no,
es que no me
que
acuerdo.
vas a salir bien, dude.
El que
Bien
estaba bien
endeudado, dude.
preocupado era por tanque, dude, que se acabó casi una botella, el güey.
I know,
No,
dude.
güey.
Por
Oh,
eso
no,
I'm
dude.
keep one drink at hand now, dude. Porque
No, pues yo creo que mándenme el invoice, güey, porque no me acuerdo.
No, va, pues, muchachos. Peace and love.
Va, salud,
Va.
cuídense.
Va.
Ya saben.
América.
Nos vemos.